Hey guys, it's Annie, and today's video is all about my first experience going to an online psychic, which just happened the other day, so this is all very fresh and new to me. So I hope you enjoy this. I know a lot of you guys like my videos on manifestation and the law of attraction, so we're turning up the woo-woo meter up a few notches. I actually have friends who have these sort of mediumship and psychic abilities, so I've experienced firsthand how real and amazing it can be. It's like so healing. But before we get into it, this video is sponsored by Keen. And I don't take a lot of sponsorships unless they're super aligned with my channel, so that tells you something. So before we get on with it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Keen. So Keen is a website which provides access to vetted psychics and spiritual advisors, and they can provide you with guidance on anything in life. Challenges, love, relationships, career, etc. Keen is also one of the most affordable ways you can get an instant psychic reading by a professional at any time, 24/7. When you sign up, you will complete a brief questionnaire which will pair you with a list of recommended psychics based on your needs, which includes mediums to connect to past loved ones, relationship advice, live tarot readings, astrologers, and even Spanish psychic readings. Not only do you have the convenience of doing this psychic reading from your home, but you can also choose how you would like to communicate with your psychic. Your options include online chat, email reading, or a phone call. As a new Keen customer, you will get a 10-minute call for just $1.99 if you use the link down below, which is trykeen.com/OhhMyAnnie. That's with 2 H's, and pricing depends on which advisor you choose. And the services are backed with a satisfaction guaranteed. Seeing a psychic in person can be expensive and a little difficult due to the lack of quality psychics. Rather than having to drive somewhere and spend over $150 for a single session, you can get started at home for a low fee. But enough chit-chatting, let's get into the video. I will be showing you how I set my space and energy for that first reading, as well as go over how it went. So let's do this. Okay, so step one, I did some scripting, and that basically means that I did a journal entry as if I already had the call and describing how it went. So I want it to be a pleasant call. I want to get certain validations for choices in my life, things that I'm doing, a crush I might have. I want some advice on that, if like that's a go. Yeah. So I kind of just laid it out how I want it to go. And now I'm going to sage my little area because we need some good juju. We need some good energy to go into this. So I'll be doing the call right here from the floor. So I'm just saging the area, saging the space, setting the intentions. Sage smells so good. And then I also have some Palo Santo, which I've heard that this is going endangered, but I was gifted Palo Santo, so you know, I might as well use it since I have it. But basically, sage is to clear energy and Palo Santo is to promote positive energy. Setting the space. All right, got my computer, and the last piece is I'm going to be doing this call from the floor. I was given the advice that I'm a little airy, like in my head, la-di-da, floating around. And so it helps for me personally to sit on the ground and really actually get grounded by putting myself on the ground. So I think that will help me. So if you feel like super anxious, you feel like you're in your head a lot, you're just like floating around and not super grounded, maybe give that a try. Whew, I'm kind of nervous. I guess that's another part of it. I'm just gonna like sit here and like kind of ground myself and calm my energy. And then do this. Oh, let's do this, guys. Okay, so I found who I want to do a call with, and I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna go for it. Ooh, my heart's pounding.
To start your call, press 1. To decline, press 3. Contacting your advisor now.
And from there, I'm just going to have to kind of narrate what happens because there's apparently some law around recording a call and posting another person's voice, and I don't want any strikes or penalties on this video, so I'm just going to kind of narrate my experience and I'll show some clips of my reaction. And a piece of advice that I have for you is, for one, to really look through each spiritual advisor's information and see what their strengths are, what their gifts are, as well as what their specialties are. And also have questions in your head ready to go before you make the call, because I didn't think to do that. So when I got on the call, she was like, what questions do you have? And I was like, I didn't think about that. I don't know the exact question to ask to go into that. But my spiritual advisor's specialties were really more so tapping into other people's energies. Like if you have questions about any people in your life, how they're feeling or your relationship with them or their intentions, you can ask that. So I am going to kind of be brief with what I say here, just because since this involved other people's energies and details, I don't want to really disclose that, but I will say that I have a crush on someone. And I asked about that person, like, what does that person think of me? Is that like a possibility? And she was basically like, oh, well, this guy, he knows of you. He thinks you're a good person. He thinks that you're a good looking girl, but he has no idea you like him, so he really doesn't think about you. And I was like, cool. Great. That might help, yes, if you actually had any idea that I had any kind of interest. Also, the cool thing about this part, the fact that I asked her about people, is I don't really share personal details of people in my life online, because I know some people might be like, oh, well, she can just go look up online things that are going on in your life because you're on YouTube and Instagram. But the people I asked about, like, I don't share about those people, so she had no idea. And then I didn't really want to know about my ex, but I was like, why not? I'll ask about my ex. She said he still thinks about me, which, duh, like, I'm sure he does. And basically that there's not really closure there, which there isn't really closure there, because, you know, obviously I still have this attachment with my ex, and she just kind of shared ways to like heal and detach from that. So that was nice. And then I also asked about my mom, and this is where it got a little emotional. She hit it pretty much on the head. Like, she has no idea about their relationship with me and my mom, and basically that my mom's super worried about me and like really worried about me. And I know just this video topic in general, my mom's gonna be really worried about, because she's like very conservative, very old-fashioned. I hope my mom doesn't even watch this video, honestly. Just the details that she pulled out there was really emotional for me, and I was like, oh gosh, this feels like therapy, like, ugh. This feels like therapy that I didn't even have to say, like I didn't have to talk about what was going on, and it was just like pulled out, and I'm like, ah. She basically said that I have a lot of work to do with the relationship with my family, and that I need to focus on my inner work and not the judgment that comes from the people I know in my life, because that is something that really does scare me. Like, you guys know that my main thing that I talk about is law of attraction and manifestation, and as someone who's on YouTube, there's that leadership aspect, and these are all things that my family does not get. And yeah, it's just like there's a big disconnect there. So she's basically saying that I need to focus on owning my truth and not worrying about how others respond to me, because obviously I need to stay true to who I am and be myself and work on that. She also did say, though, on a positive note, that although I have a lot of work to do internally with healing those like family relationships and people in my life, like I'm in a really good place right now. I have really good energy, and that I'm about to like blast off and really good things and a lot of growth. Like, that's all coming, and I'm like, I feel that, I know that. Another really cool thing about Keen, though, in particular, is that you can create relationships with specific spiritual advisors, psychics, mediums, etc. You can try out different people and see who really works with you and really gets you, and return to them and like keep this ongoing, almost sort of like mentorship. Again, this is a taboo subject for a lot of people, but the people I know who have gifts like this, they're like coming from such a loving place. You know, they're called healers for a reason, because they want to help heal your emotions and bring peace to your life. So that was my experience. So again, if you want to try out Keen, you can use the link down below, which is trykeen.com/OhhMyAnnie, and your first 10 minutes are only $1.99. But that was my personal experience. I hope you kept an open mind. Truly, I feel like when people are just always doubting, like you're blocking the true magic, for lack of a better word, in life. Like, life can be so amazing if you just look at things from an open-hearted, open perspective. But with that, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye guys.